From the outside, Joel Osteen's life looks almost untouchable. The big white smile, the perfectly tailored suits, the endless rows of people filling the seats of Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas, America's largest megachurch. His sermons are broadcast in over 100 countries. His books sit on bestseller lists. His name is instantly recognizable even to people who never step foot in a church. But here's the thing. Joel's story isn't just about success. It's about battles he never wanted, critics he can't escape, and the kind of public storms that would break most people in half. At 62, Joel Osteen's life looks nothing like the one he imagined when he was a shy boy who never even wanted to be a pastor. And today, many say his career will never be the same again. It begins with his father, Joel Osteen, a fiery preacher who built Lakewood Church from a dusty feed store in Houston back in 1959. Joel grew up watching his father preach, but he didn't see himself in the pulpit. He was quiet, introverted, much more comfortable behind a camera than in front of a crowd. For years, Joel worked in the background, producing his father's television broadcasts, never imagining that one day the spotlight would fall directly on him. Then, in 1999, tragedy struck. Joel Osteen died suddenly from a heart attack. Lakewood was left without a shepherd. And almost overnight, Joel, who had only preached once before, was asked to step up. It was supposed to be temporary. A son filling in for his father until the church found a new leader. But the more Joel spoke, the more people listened. His style was different, softer, calmer, focused not on fire and brimstone, but on hope and encouragement. Within a year, Lakewood was overflowing. By the mid-2000s, Joel Osteen was everywhere. His book, Your Best Life Now, sold millions of copies. His sermons drew stadium-sized crowds. Oprah invited him to her show. Presidents mentioned his name. He wasn't just a pastor anymore, he was a celebrity. People called him the smiling preacher. His message of positivity and prosperity was like a breath of fresh air in a world filled with fear. But not everyone was smiling. Critics accused him of preaching a prosperity gospel, a theology that promised blessings, wealth, and success to those who followed God faithfully. They said he turned religion into a self-help seminar, that he talked more about money than about sacrifice. Joel pushed back, insisting his message was about hope, not greed. But the criticism never stopped. And then came the storm. Literally. In August 2017, Hurricane Harvey slammed into Houston, flooding the city and leaving thousands homeless. Social media erupted with one burning question. Why wasn't Lakewood Church opening its doors as a shelter? Photos circulated online showing the church seemingly untouched, while floodwaters swallowed neighborhoods. For days, Joel Osteen became a target. Headlines called him greedy, selfish, a fraud. He later explained that the church had been flooded, that safety was the first concern, and that as soon as conditions allowed, Lakewood opened its doors. And it did. Thousands found shelter inside its massive walls. But the damage was done. To critics, Joel Osteen wasn't a man of faith anymore. He was a millionaire pastor hiding behind closed doors while his city drowned. That moment changed everything. No matter how many sermons he preached afterward, no matter how many good deeds Lakewood funded, the shadow of Hurricane Harvey followed him. Every time Joel's name trended online, the comments resurfaced. Where were you when Houston needed you? What kind of pastor locks the doors? For Joel, who built his ministry on positivity, it was crushing. He once admitted in an interview that the criticism hurt deeply, that people didn't see the truth, only the headlines. But in the world of celebrity preachers, perception is everything. And Joel's image was stained. Then came another controversy. In 2021, Lakewood Church made headlines again, not for a sermon, but for a plumber's discovery. Hidden inside the church walls was a stash of envelopes containing cash and checks. Over $600,000, missing since a 2014 robbery, suddenly reappeared. Police confirmed the story, but the questions spread like wildfire. How could so much money be hidden inside the church for years without anyone knowing? What did Joel Osteen really know? He denied wrongdoing, and there was no evidence linking him to the money. Still, the scandal reignited the old criticisms that Joel was more businessman than pastor, more concerned with wealth than worship. And once again, the internet had its villain. Behind the smile, Joel's personal struggles were mounting too. His marriage to Victoria Osteen, while steady on the outside, became the subject of gossip. Tabloids whispered about affairs, power struggles, and legal troubles. In 2005, Victoria faced a lawsuit from a flight attendant who accused her of assault during a flight. The case was later dismissed, but the headlines fed the perception of a family under strain. Joel and Victoria insisted their marriage was built on faith and love, but the scrutiny never let up. Every word they spoke, every purchase they made, down to Joel's luxury mansion in Houston, became proof to critics that the Osteens lived differently than the people they preached to. Now, at 62, Joel Osteen faces a strange reality. His church still draws tens of thousands every week. His books still sell. His sermons still air worldwide. But the trust of the public, the very thing that fueled his rise, has been fractured. To his followers, Joel remains a beacon of hope, a man who inspires them to keep believing through hard times. To his critics, he is the symbol of everything wrong with modern religion: wealth, power, and fame wrapped in a smile. And Joel feels the weight of that division. In private moments, friends say he worries about the future. Not about money, he has more than enough, but about his legacy. How will history remember him? As the pastor who filled stadiums with faith, or as the man who turned religion into a business? The facts today are sobering. Joel Osteen's net worth is estimated at over $100 million. He famously refuses to take a salary from Lakewood Church, claiming his income comes from book sales and speaking engagements. Yet his 17,000-square-foot mansion is often photographed as a symbol of hypocrisy. He continues to preach, but his influence is not what it once was. Younger generations question him. The controversies have left scars that even his smile cannot hide. And so the question lingers: will Joel Osteen ever fully recover? Or has the chapter already closed on the pastor who once embodied America's fascination with faith and fortune? What's clear is this: Joel Osteen's life is a story of extremes. From an introverted son who never wanted the pulpit, to a preacher who led the largest church in America. From bestseller lists and stadiums to scandals and storms that tarnished his name. At 62, Joel Osteen may never work in the same way again. The spotlight that once lifted him up has also burned him. And as he grows older, his ministry faces the same question every empire does: what happens when the leader fades? The truth is, Joel's story isn't finished. His message of hope still resonates with millions. But so does the criticism. And maybe that's the real tragedy. Not that Joel Osteen fell, but that he can never escape the weight of what people now believe. Because in the end, history remembers both the rise and the fall. And for Joel Osteen, both are written in bold, unshakable letters. And that's Joel Osteen's story, a journey of faith, fame, and controversy that leaves us with more questions than answers. What do you think? Will his legacy be remembered for hope or for scandal? Let us know in the comments below. And if this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories just like this.